Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for March 20th, 2024 for the lower 48 United States. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel, The Weather Guru, for the interpretation of weather for the lower 48 United States and sometimes beyond that. Appreciate your support, and we're going to get right into it. Right now, when we look at the watches and warnings, right now we have a snow squall warning, courtesy of Radar Scope, in Berkshire County. A snow squall warning. This expires in 16 minutes. These are for quick bursts of snow that's coming downwind of the lakes, of the Great Lakes here, downwind of Lake Erie in Ontario here, and it's making way into the Berkshires here. So if you're coming through southern Berkshire County and western Massachusetts, snow squall warning. Immediate intense bursts of heavy snow, gusty winds leading to blowing snow and visibility rapidly falling to less than a quarter mile generally, and the wind gusts are greater than 35 miles an hour. So this is like a mini blizzard, sort of a snowstorm that only lasts in a very concentrated area. People close to the lake in Cleveland and Ashtabula and Erie are familiar with that, in upstate New York as well, where you have these quick bursts of snow bands that come in. And this includes portions of Interstate 90 in Berkshire County. So if you're in some of these cities here, you can look at it here. If you're in Lenox County here, I can put this into motion here, and you can see that yellows indicating, and some of the oranges indicating heavy snow bands coming into Tyringham, Massachusetts, Monterey, and Otis, Massachusetts here. This looks to be just along the western Berkshires here. This will be coming in probably into Springfield, probably in another hour and a half to 2 hours here. We're coming up Springfield, Massachusetts there, Longmeadow, Enfield. They're getting some snow showers just south of town, but out toward the Berkshires and Lee, Massachusetts, there's a snow squall warning for southern Berkshire County and western Massachusetts. Now, this expires in 15 minutes here, Eastern time, and so it's going to be a very quick moving thing here. If we zoom out here, you can see these snow squalls continuing to move from off the lakes here, from the northwest, and pushing toward the east here, and they're just now making their way into the western Berkshires of Massachusetts, riding along the Massachusetts Turnpike. Should be entering Springfield, like I said, in about the next 1.5 to 2 hours, and then making its way, pushing its way toward the Boston outer suburbs, Worcester, and some of the Boston outer suburbs, probably by late tonight, if it still holds together around 8:30, 9 o'clock here. But you can see we're getting snow reports out of here, into western Berkshires here. Snow in Arguapo being reported here, and so this may put down a quick inch to an inch and a half, just that quick, and as all extends all the way up the I-87 corridor here. It's just pushed through here, some of the western edge of the Adirondacks here. So we come along Queensbury, Lake George area there, along the Adirondacks there, and into Vermont, pushing into Vermont here. Even though it hasn't been warned, there's some heavy snow falling in southern Vermont there, in the Maple State as well. So be very careful there if you're pushing up into the Presidential Mountains of Vermont, the Green and White Mountains of New Hampshire, that could be impacted there later on in the evening. Now we push out here, we zoom out here, you can see there's also some briefly snow showers and rain showers extending down toward Hartford, Connecticut. This is just rain here around I-91 in Hartford, Connecticut, back towards the Merritt Island Parkway here through Bridgeport, New Haven, Stamford, Connecticut, and also up towards Danbury and down through the New York City Metro here, just pushing out toward Long Island here, along the Long Island Expressway here from Smithtown back toward Nassau County here. There's some brief showers showing up here on the radar here. Elsewhere it's clear, but we just got a new snow squall warning, and this is for Genesee, Livingston, Monroe, Ontario, Waynes County, in upstate Rochester, New York here. As you can see, this one just came off the lake here. See how fast they come off the lake here, and they come in that typical northwest flow here, brings in that fetch off the lake, and it just sets up there and creates that snow band. So this is for all of these counties here. You can see mostly the Rochester metro area, Ontario, New York, Sodus, some of these areas that are used to getting those bands just to the north of the New York State Thruway here. So Henrietta, Rochester, Victor, Farmington, I will watch out for some of those snow squalls that are going to continuing to impact, and this one expires in about 42 minutes. So these snow squalls are moving very fast here at a clip around 50 miles 40 to 50 miles an hour here. So they're out the area generally within the hour here. So that's the good news about these snow squalls. And like I said, they generally put down about, an inch to an inch and a half, sometimes more than that here, as they come off the lakes here, Lake Erie and Lake Ontario here in the northeast. Now, moving on, elsewhere, that's all that we have as far as watching and warning. So that's great news. Elsewhere, we do have the National Weather Service current hazards, and most of it's confined to the northern tier. The winter storm warnings and watches in the purple there It's just a winter storm advisory. Those are confined to the Dakotas and the Montana area, as what most of those snow squalls are going to be happening. Also, the UP and Michigan, the typical areas that you're going to see snow this time of year coming off the lakes once in the fall. But we do have some wind red flag warning. We want to be careful not to burn anything from the Washington, D.C. metro area down 95 through Richmond, through Charlottesville, coming through the I-64 corridor or the I-81 corridor through the Shenandoah Valley and into the northern North Carolina, Henderson, and places like that, and Rocky Mount, and those places in North Carolina. You want to be careful not to burn at least through the night until the winds die down, as that's red flag warning in the place for that. Elsewhere, we just have a little wind warning here through the Laurel Highlands of Pennsylvania and the Cumberland Plateau, down through the West Virginia mountains and into the mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains of High Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina and Virginia. So that's what we have going on here right now in terms of National Weather Service warnings and hazards. Pretty good day overall across the Midwest, the Southwest, the out west. Pretty awesome day. Now, and you can see that on the radar here. Once again, I showed you, highlighted the snowstorm out, the snow squalls out in the northeast already at radar scope, and you can see just occasional little showers here coming through Oklahoma in the middle section of the country. Nothing to write home about. And then a few snow squalls, like I said, in Montana, eastern Montana, the Big Sky Country, and some of the Dakotas as well. Forecast models, GFS model shows that these showers will continue along the Gulf Coast here from Houston, the Lake Charles, the Beaumont, Texarkana, Oklahoma City, the Red River Valley, and on through Mississippi there. Those storms, there could be rumbles of thunder, nothing severe, but they will continue to impact the area through the next 2 days here. So this has been your forecast for today. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you very soon.